Coachella Valley, where residents have endured temperatures well above 100 degrees the last 2 weeks. But not only is this region hot, but a hotbed of boxing activity, especially here, the fabulous Fantasy Springs Event Center. And to kick things off tonight, another Olympian, Errol Spence Jr. against Eddie Cordova. And now we take you inside the Fantasy Springs Event Center. I can tell you we've already been able to see prior to tonight's telecast that these fans are not only here, but here in full-throated as well. An enthusiastic crowd. Hi, everyone. I'm Rich Marotta. Welcome to Golden Boy Live. I'm joined by Doug Fisher of RingTV.com. You know, there used to be a show, a network TV series called Tomorrow's Champions back in the 1980s. I think we have basically condensed that entire series into one big night because we've got undefeated youngsters, we've got U.S. Olympians, and Doug, before we see Diaz in action, we're going to kick off the show tonight with a guy who I know a lot of people are quite intrigued with, and that's another Olympian by the name of Errol Spence.
Yeah, and he's a super talent out of Dallas, Texas. I think if you ask most boxing fans and boxing writers who's the most talented of the 2012 U.S. Olympic squad, they'll say Errol Spence because of his blend of athleticism, technique, and skill.
So Spence will kick off the show here tonight against Eddie Cordova. We are at Fantasy Springs Casino, the Fantasy Events Center, and you're watching Golden Boy Live. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Fantasy Springs Events Center. Rich Marotta along with Doug Fisher. We are ringside. Our first fight to kick things off tonight, Errol Spence Jr. is going to take on Eddie Cordova. The super welterweight battle over 6 rounds. Spence, of course, brings an undefeated record into the ring, 6-0 and 5 KOs. A lot of people excited about him. He's already got the big entourage in the corner, Doug.
He's that kind of talent. He merits it.
His last fight, June 1st, a 1-round knockout over Guillermo Ibarra. Tonight, taking on Eddie Cordova, 34-year-old journeyman out of Clearfield, Utah. Getting ready for a tough battle here tonight as you take a look at the tail of the tape and you see a vast difference in the ages.
Yeah, and Spence 9 years younger, 1 inch taller, has 4 inches in wingspan. And the California rules will govern this and all of tonight's bouts. The 10-point must system is in effect. There is no standing 8 count. There is no 3 knockdown rule. A fighter can be saved by the bell, but only in the last round, and the referee or the doctor can stop the fight.
So we are ready for action. Golden Boy Live, our first bout of the evening here. Let's go up for ring announcer Barry Egan.
Indio, this next bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the junior middleweight division. The 3 judges scoring the bout at ringside: Carla Caiz, Patrick Russell, and Fernando Villarreal. And the man in charge of the action once the bell sounds, Mr. Wayne Hedgepath. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner to my left, wearing the black trunks with a white trim, he weighed in at 147 1/2 pounds. He has a professional record of 4 wins, 4 defeats, and 1 draw with 1 KO. Out of Clearfield, Utah, here is Eddie Cordova. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner to my right, wearing the black trunks with the silver trim. He also weighed in at 147 1/2 pounds. He is undefeated with a professional record of 6 wins, no defeats, 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He was a proud member of the 2012 U.S. Olympic boxing team out of Dallas, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Errol Spence Jr.
Good evening. You fighters receive your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times, and above all, protect yourself. Touch him up.
All right, Wayne Hedgepath, the referee, third man in the ring, sends the fighters back to their corner. We are ready for action. And this bout between Errol Spence Jr., who has caught the eye of a lot of people as they watch him come up the ranks. Of course, he was an Olympian. That's always a little bit of an advantage for you when you come out of the Olympic Games. And you have that notoriety to begin with. And across the way, the guy looking very ready Eddie Cordova. Let's see if he can bring his talents to the fore and perhaps give Errol Spence, who's of course heavily favored in this situation, a real go of it. What should people be looking at, first of all, Doug, in terms of Spence?
Well, his poise, I think, is his #1 characteristic attribute as a fighter. He has the kind of speed and power that produces knockouts. In fact, he's won his last 2 bouts by first-round stoppage. But he doesn't go and force a knockout. He doesn't look for the knockout. He's a boxer. He's a very fast and accurate southpaw boxer-puncher. He sort of lets the knockout come naturally.
Last fight for Cordova, got a victory, a unanimous decision win over Luis Hernandez in Utah. He's 34 years old, 500 record. So a journeyman to be sure, but that's how young fighters begin their careers, fighting journeymen. Spence now beginning to get more aggressive. A nice right jab coming out of his southpaw stance.
He's got a good jab. He's got a good right hook. He goes to the body with his right hand a lot. Often punches in combination.
This is the 7th pro fight for Errol Spence, and he just turned pro last November, so he stayed very active. In fact, he turned pro right here at the Fantasy Springs Event Center.
And he's looked impressive in each pro outing. And I would say out of all of the Olympians on the 2012 squad, he has probably the hottest buzz right now, at least among hardcore fans and the boxing media. They just like that blend of speed and power, but they also take note of his technique. He's got very good mechanics.
Something to keep in mind as well is he's a good body puncher. And there he digs that left hand to the body.
I think that had an effect on Cordova, who definitely has his work cut out for him in this first round.
Spence coming forward, his aggressiveness now paying off. Cordova trying to figure out a way to keep Spence off. There's that left hook to the body. That's what we were talking about, that body attack. And that one really hurt. You can see the grimace on Cordova's face. The count is 7.
He can't recover.
9, he's not going to make it. 10 and out. Knockout. First round, Errol Spence Jr. with a terrific body punch.
And that is his 3rd consecutive first-round stoppage, and I think all 3 of those first-round stoppages have come from body shots.
Wow, that came rather suddenly, but there was a little clue to it just a few seconds before, Doug, when we saw him dig that left hand to the body as well. And you could see the face kind of contort in agony a little bit by Eddie Cordova. And then the next one that came, that's a spelled doom for Cordova.
I've seen him hurt guys with the right to the body, and this is, I don't want to say it's new, but I haven't seen the straight left to the body in a while from Hoskins.
And there you see
from Errol Spence.
There you see Errol Spence Jr. Kid was in the 2012 U.S. Olympic team with the welterweight division. In fact, he won his first 2 bouts before losing to a Russian fighter in the quarterfinals at the Olympic Games, so he acquitted himself very well in London.
And prior to the Olympic Games, he acquitted himself well in international competition, World Amateur Championships, World Cup, those sort of things, those sort of international tournaments.
Cordova is smiling now as he went over to congratulate his opponent and conqueror in this fight, but he wasn't smiling when he absorbed that left hook.
Let's get another look at this body shot stoppage. You'll see Spence carefully stalking. He misses with the right hook and comes back with the left to the body, and it was just right on the button.
You know what that reminded me of a little bit, Doug? Not to throw him into that same category yet, of course, but James Toney always, to me, sharp shot his opponent's pinpoint punches, and it looked like he was really pinpointing exactly where he wanted to go with that left.
Yeah, he's economical with the punches. He doesn't waste a punch, and when he lets his hands go, he's very accurate. We'll get a bird's eye view of this punch. He missed with the right and just came right back. He was in position to nail Cordova with the left, and you see Cordova doubling over. Cordova tried to get up.
Right.
It was a legit shot that ended this fight in the first round.
Let's get the official specifics then from ring announcer Barry Eagle.
Indio, the time, 2 minutes, 13 seconds into round number 1. For the winner, by knockout, and still undefeated, out of Dallas, Texas, Errol Spence Jr.
7-0. And I noticed Sam Watson in his corner, who I think is 700-0 in his career. So the first fight in the books. We'll hear from Mr. Spence. Stay with us. Golden Boy Live. All right, we're back once again at Fantasy Springs Event Center. Rich Morano along with Doug Fisher. We just watched Errol Spence Jr., the 23-year-old Olympian out of Dallas, Texas. They call him the Truth, and the truth is that left hand felled Eddie Cordova. A one to the body. Let's find out about it from Doug and Errol.
All right, thanks, Rich. I'm talking with the winner here, Errol Spence Jr. Your trunks say that you are the truth, and you certainly proved that tonight. You're making a habit of first-round knockouts. I got to ask you, were you looking to get rid of Cordova early in this fight?
Oh, yes, I was looking for the first-round knockout for this fight because he came in late notice, and I knew he wasn't supposed to be here with me, and that's what I was supposed to do, get him out of there early.
Okay, we're probably going to get to look at some highlights of your body shot stoppage. It seems that you're a very good body puncher. You stopped Brandon Hoskins just a few months ago with body shots. Let's look at this one. Tell us how you set it up.
I threw the hook, and then he ducked into it, and he was going to the left, and I came right under his elbow and caught him right there in the stomach by the liver part. He ducked right into it. Boom, caught him right under the elbow.
And when you land a shot like that, do you know they're going down and they're going to stay down?
I'm not for sure, but I know I got enough power that if I hit somebody clean, they can go down.
Now, you've won all of your professional fights, except for one by knockout. Do you want to have a reputation as a puncher, or do you like to come out here and display your boxing skills? Because you do got great technique.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun being a puncher and knocking guys out. But, you know, I also want to box, too. I don't want to go in there and looking for the knockout. A lot of times you go in there looking for a knockout and you don't get it. I mean, you can either look sloppy or you can go look for the knockout and not letting your punches go, and somebody can out-punch you and then beat you on points.
And also as a young fighter, you're just 23 years old. This is just your 7th pro fight, but you grow and you learn the more rounds that you go. So when you stop guys early, does that kind of slow down your learning curve?
No, not really, because I'm learning in the gym. Every day in the gym is a learning experience. Every day we're working on different stuff, working on my craft. So in the gym, I'm learning a lot, and I put it all out here in the ring.
Rich Murata says young guys like you learn by fighting journeymen, but I mean, is it clear to you that maybe you need to step up to sort of a more experienced level of journeyman, or do you think you're ready for even better than journeyman?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready to step up. We're definitely going to step up. You know, I got to talk to my manager, Al Heyman, and we're definitely going to step up, and, you know, the sky's the limit, and I'm ready to fight whoever Al put me in there with.
And we're ready to watch it. Hey, congratulations again. All right, Rich, back to you.
All right, thank you, Doug. Thanks to the victor, Errol Spence Jr. He looks good. He's a comer, no doubt about it. Keep your eyes on him. And we're back once again at Fantasy Springs Event Center. Rich Morano along with Doug Fisher. Excited crowd here tonight. They had a lot to be excited about. I tell you, if you like body punching, this was your night.
Yeah, people say it's a lost art. Well, we found it tonight.
It was amazing. We saw 3 really highly regarded prospects here tonight, and all score one-punch knockouts with body punches. Let's go ahead and see what you think of each one looking back on the night, starting with Errol Spence.
Yeah, there was no surprise there with Errol Spence. He's a knockout artist, really. I think they can step his competition way up because of his talent.